Alright, hey folks, this is Chris Lucas of the ProtestantView.com. I'm also known on YouTube as Liquid Smooth, and I'm also known on YouTube as The Protestant View. And please check out the ProtestantView.com. Anyway, doing a quick video today about WND. And folks, just to let you know, as far as me sounding tired or anything, like, my wife went into premature labor. I've been spending the past 3 days at the hospital with her. They're trying to control it and all that other stuff, and I've been also working, so I've only gotten like 4 or 5 hours of sleep. But I see this articles and GOP immigration plan devised by Communist Party, and the WND did this. And as you folks know, WND has no longer even allowed me to comment on their webpage at all. They deleted all my comments. I've been the one talking about this immigration and amnesty proposal like more than anyone probably, and I've been the only one pointing out who's truly behind it. It's not communist, and this is another piece of false propaganda. And first, WND gets rid of all my comments, which are true. I showed you my comments. There's not a lie in my comments, and now even though there's not a lie in any of my comments, they don't even allow me to message on their webpage anymore. Even though people agree with me, give me like 16 thumbs up, things like that sometimes. It's like, and hardly any thumbs down. So people agree with me who read it, and yet WND is censoring all my comments and totally erasing everything because they're trying to protect who's really behind this immigration, because this is a big deal, folks. That's why they're going through such length to protect it. The WND, all signs seem to point that they're an agent of the Vatican pushing their propaganda, and this is just one more piece of proof. They wrote this article, GOP immigration policy devised by Communist Party. Now you can go to their site, right up here. I got the link if you guys want to go to it. I don't even know if I'll put it in my video because I kind of hate WND, but I still like to. I was wanting to see, if I could even comment on this story, because like I said, folks, I look at various news sites just to try to keep up with the world and see what the propaganda of the world's pushing. And especially since they started deleting my comments, like why would they pick now and be so aggressive about deleting all my comments about amnesty? But one thing I want to highlight, and I'm not going to read this whole article to you because I got to go to sleep, try to get 2 hours of sleep. It says, today's Communist Party USA cites the current amnesty effort as its top legislative priority. Its official position is virtually indistinguishable from the Democrat Party. Now, folks, the Communist Party is just a controlled front. What they are is, it's like, they do endorse it. But, supposedly the Vatican is supposed to be anti-communist, right? Remember John Paul II is supposed to be like fighting communists with Reagan. The thing of it is, the Vatican invests millions of dollars into amnesty every year in the United States to promote amnesty in the United States. They also get about $2 billion worth of taxpayer money that funds various immigrant programs. And folks, like I said about that one German family from Germany, it's like they don't commit crimes, and now they're being possibly going to be sent back to Germany. Yet, you got Mexican illegals who are Roman Catholic. They commit crimes. They get to go right back out on the street. But this Protestant family commits no crimes, has to go back to Germany. So, and as far as like this amnesty goes, This is funded by the Catholic Church, so the Catholic Church must be working with the communist. If the Communist Party does this, and actually there is a book written by James Aiken Wiley that was written back in the 1890s, I think, late 1800s, and it's called The Papal Hierarchy, The Papal Hierarchy. And in it, it says the Vatican controls communism, and a lot of other groups. He listed a whole bunch of groups, and how they manipulate and use all these groups to the Vatican's gain. But the Vatican's actually the one who's controlling them. So see, folks, what this is trying to make you not look at what the Vatican's doing. They're trying to put all the focus on the communists, just like when they got these fake terrorist attacks by Muslims. They're like, oh yeah, the Muslims are such a threat. There's only a few... What is there, like one out of 10,000 people, 1 out of 100,000 people are Muslim in this country? I mean, it's pretty low. I mean, like, I talk to lots of people in Indiana, like, all the time. I've been an artist. I've been trying to run for politics. I've been, well, not running for politics, but I try to promote, certain people in politics. I've been talking to people about various things. And I actually get out and publicly, talk to large groups and things like that sometimes. And it's like, folks, I don't meet too many Muslims, but yet, and the Muslims I do meet, they're pretty friendly. They're to me, they're very non-threatening, and yeah, you got all this publicity for them, but yet, Muslims don't fund Amnesty. All those illegal immigrants, most of them are from Mexico. 90% of Mexico is Roman Catholic. So the Communist Party, if it's funding Amnesty, it obviously wants Catholics to come into this country. It wants to give all this 90% of these illegals are Roman Catholic, and it wants to give amnesty. The Communist Party's working to give these Catholics amnesty. If the Communist Party is behind it, now I don't think the Communist Party is behind it. I think the Vatican's behind it, and the Communist Party is just some little group that they can just put the blame on. Because I think this, like, communism, this war on terror, all this stuff is just fake things that are promoted, and maybe there's like a little bit of truth. Like maybe there is some people that actually believe communist philosophies. Maybe there's some people that actually believe in Muslim extremists and Muslim terrorism, and they actually believe it and live it, but. It's very few, but like I said, if 90% of these immigrants are Roman Catholic, the Vatican helps fund Amnesty, so the Vatican must be working with the communists. And if they're working with the communists, then they are committing treason. They're working together to commit treason against the United States. So why does WND want to hide this? And I mean, right up here, it even says that the Senate Standard 8 immigration reform plan, as well as a strikingly similar plan, now being backed by Republican Paul Ryan, who is a Roman Catholic, who ran with Romney on the Republican ticket. And he's backing this. It's a Roman Catholic backing this. But yet, WND wants to erase my comments? Why? I mean, even in this one guy's book that they're promoting, it says they got a chapter called Latino Immigrants, Tools to Ensure Governing Coalition for the Left. Well, okay, what are most of these Latinos? They're 90% Roman Catholic. So if they're used as tools for governing a coalition for the left, then that must mean most Roman Catholics vote Democrat. And what's going on with the Vatican, if this is supported by the communists, and the communists think this is for their good, then the Vatican must be working with the communists. And all this stuff about John Paul II fighting communists, that's probably a bunch of bunk. It's probably a very false claim. It's probably just like, it's on the surface he's fighting communism, but obviously they're not. Obviously, they're not. I mean, you look at it, you read it. What does it say? It says they're not fighting communism. And you know, folks, like if you go to WND, they got this is their headlining piece. Devious. Look what GOP's hiding about Amnesty. When you click it, it takes you to this article about GOP immigration plan devised by Communist Party. It's actually devised by the Vatican. Or, you know, I mean, and even if you want to go ahead and believe that it's devised by the Communist Party, why is the Vatican working so hard with them? And why do the communists want all these Roman Catholics? You know, I mean, because that's who your Latinos are. Because let's face it, it's not. Most of them are coming from Mexico. Most of these illegal immigrants are coming from Mexico. And they're Roman Catholic. So that must mean, so in this book, Trevor Loudon's book, The Enemies Within, Communists, Socialists, and Progressives in the U.S. Congress, who are those guys? These enemies within? Well, they're obviously working with the Vatican. The Vatican's in on this. And there is this thing called the Catholic social teaching. Look, socialism. Socialist. Communist pushing the Latino immigrants. So it all makes sense. It all works together. But they want you to focus on Communist Party. Oh, this is the boogeyman. This is the true boogeyman. And no, it's not. The Vatican is the one who's really doing all this stuff. They're behind it. They're the ones getting millions of dollars and putting millions of dollars into it. It's their people that they're trying to amnesty. Folks, that's all I got. I hope this video wasn't too bad. Like I said, I haven't gotten hardly any sleep these past couple of days because my wife's been in the hospital and I've been visiting her, I've been seeing her. I just saw this. I want to make a quick video. Thank you for watching, and I don't know when's the next time I'm going to do a video. I guess this is really wearing me out with the hospital stuff. But anyway, if I don't do a video for a while, it's probably because I'm totally worn out. But anyway, folks, thanks for watching, and thanks for your support, and later.